Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. La Tregua, Panamá. I see you. Dun, 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 dun. Packed up my life, took a leap of faith. Left California for a better day. Didn't know how it all would go, but I knew I had to let it flow. Now I'm waking up to ocean breeze. Punta Shami got me feeling free. Soft sand under my feet. Peace of mind, finally me. Casco Viejo, rooftop views. City lights got a different mood. From the coast to the avenue, every step feel brand. I just wanna show some love to you, but I had to show some love to me. New life, new energy. Now I'm living how I'm supposed to be.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. If you are new here, my name is Latriva Hill. I moved to Panama 2 years ago, and I still absolutely love it here. Today, we're going to talk about what I wish I known before moving to Panama. The biggest thing was selling point of Panama for me was the cost of living. I had just retired, and I wanted to make sure that I can stay retired long term. So, Panama being close to the United States and being extremely affordable, I jumped on it. I jumped on it with no thought needed. But once I got here, I was met with the housing prices. And I will say, I was very excited about the prices. Coming from California, I was spending well over $3,000 in my mortgage. And anything for me to rent would have been around $2,500 or $3,000. So finding a place here in Panama for $1,600 with a wonderful view, I was on cloud nine. My place was close to 3,000 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 4 baths, and I absolutely loved it. But after spending that first year here in Panama, I realized that I didn't need all that. I consumed a bunch of stuff in California. And here, my new life here in Panama, I wanted it to be a little more simple and cost effective. I didn't need all of those things that I was accumulating there in my previous house. If you saw my other video, it was hell packing that house up and selling my stuff to get here. And what I really realized, especially being alone and by myself, it was I didn't want to live like that. I didn't want to travel like that. If I wanted to get up and go, I didn't want to be so housebound and stressed out about what I would do with my things. So coming here to Panama, finding that 3,000 square feet apartment, I thought I was doing good. It was a downgrade in square footage, downgrade in the price. I was excited. But once I got here and realized that I didn't need to pay that amount. 1,600 was very affordable for me, but here in Panama, that's not the average cost of living. And again, I came here to Panama for a cost savings in my retirement and to also be able to explore the country and the surrounding areas. So I didn't want to be house poor, nor did I want to have to go to work part time, full time, or nothing. So I needed to make some changes. In that first year, it was really nice. And I still would suggest that you spend the first year in the city so that you can get comfortable with Panama. Panama is a very safe place to be. When I first got here and listening to all of the YouTubers and TikTokers, it was more of a safety concern. I was concerned about my safety. My children was afraid of my safety. But once I was here and started living the life of a regular Panamanian person, um, there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just like any other place that you go to. Panama has bad areas and good areas. So it's just a matter of finding what you're comfortable with that's in your price range. The country house that I was at was 100% Panamanian, retired people, family people. For the most part, too, Panamanians stay to themselves. They spend a lot of times with their friends and family. The weekends are very lively here, but for the most part, everything during the week is pretty mellow, except for the traffic. Um, the house that I'm in now, it is more city. It's not as rural. I do have cars going by. I have people walking by, which is nice because I didn't see that in my other location. The only thing that I had to get used to was the noise because I don't have the honking, but I have the cars passing by. I have people walking by, chatting, with each other. So I'm getting used to that, but that would be about the only change. So a, I am still a realtor in California. So when I came out here, I took a different approach. Once I started looking at my house and realizing that this is an entirely different country with an entirely different checklist and requirements for apartments and homes. So once I got here, I wanted to make something my own. Also, I like modern plus traditional. And moving here in Panama, I did not want my house to look the same as it did there in California. So I sought out after something that was more traditional here in Panama. Even though I loved my apartment there in San Francisco, I wish I would not have committed as much as I did. My contract there was a rent to own. I put a lot of money down and was supposed to pay the balance after my 1 year lease was over. But once I got in there, I did a bunch of repairs because, again, in my mind, I thought this is where I'm going to live. And after that first year, I saw that you didn't have to do that. And I kind of felt like I was still doing the things that I would do there in California. California is a very lively place. I spent a lot of time in San Diego and in Los Angeles. So Panama City kind of felt like that. Felt like a Miami, just, a nice hip place to be. So it didn't feel new. I wasn't learning anything different. I wasn't seeing anything different. So after that first year, I really wanted to change. And that's why I moved out to the country, got the chickens and the dogs and the cats. Loved it. Absolutely loved it there. It slowed me down. Um, I became less wasteful. It was just a really nice change of pace for me. The only thing, like I said before, that I didn't like about that place was that, the owners were coming and going as they pleased, and I didn't care for that at all. But what I did learn is that I did not need to pay $1,600 for a beautiful place to live. That house was a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, new house, gorgeous, gorgeous garden. I loved everything about it. And I only spent $500 a month. So once I got a taste of what I can get outside of the city, living like a regular person, I was hooked. I was hooked on the communities. I was hooked on the price point. And when I sought out after this property here, I had the same mindset, except for I'm not spending as much money on making the house my own. San Francisco house, I spent probably over $6,000. The house in the country, I only spent about $500. This house, I'm only in about $100 for paint. So this house, I probably will spend about $500 when I'm done. But I think that's reasonable versus a $6,000. And hopefully this will be a place that I would stay in more than a year. It's going quite well. So, what I wish I would have known, you don't have to spend this much. You don't have to be concerned about your safety. Well, you do have to be concerned about your safety. You just have to do what you would do in your regular country. I wouldn't go walking around at night with my purse swinging it around. I wouldn't go with my money out or just doing things that I wouldn't do in California. So when you come to Panama, Panama is fairly safe. You're going to feel safe, but just take the same precautions that you would take in your own country, in your own state, because Panama, it does have crime. It does have bad areas, good areas. It's just like any other place. So Panama can be affordable, but in my opinion, the most money that you will spend here is on your housing. So when you look at these houses, have an open mind. Um, Look at what little changes that you can make to make it your own. Make sure that the structure is good, the water is flowing, it has Wi-Fi, it has hot water, it has the air conditions. Those are the things that are important once you get out of the city there. So that would be probably number one of what I wish I known, that I could save even more than that $1,600 that I was paying. So that's number one. So living here in Panama can absolutely be affordable. You just have to come in with the mindset of this is my new home. Don't come in as a tourist right away, because you will end up burning through a bunch of money like I did. I got here, I saw everything, I did everything, I made changes to my apartment. I spent a lot of money until I was out of the city and started budgeting again as if I would in the States. I saw all of the money that I was just throwing away. I wish I would have treated it like I was relocating back home. Came more focused, more budgeted, um, and got settled into my housing before I really started hitting the streets. Because that's where you're going to start spending the money as if you were at home, eating out every day, transportation, activities, meeting people. All of those things added up very quickly. And when you're on vacation, the vacation ends in about 7 days. When you're here and you're spending and you're living that way for a month and months at a time, that adds up very quickly. So I wish I would have taken my time, got settled in my apartment, cooked my own meals, took long walks, and did things that were less cost effective. When I got here, one of the things I knew I wanted was a car. I do love to explore the country. Um, but the first couple months, I didn't have a car. And I Ubered everywhere. And of course, everybody says Uber's reasonable, and it is, but it adds up very quickly. So going one place, everywhere you go, you have to Uber. So it added up. Ubers are reasonable, but they do add up very, very quickly. Everywhere you go, you're going to have to take a car going and coming. And those costs do add up. And that's right along with your dinner, your drinks, or whatever else you're doing for the day. So that's a cost that adds up. So the dream on Panama is affordable. It is very affordable here. My suggestion would be to come in as a person who lives here and take on the culture. Don't be so excited about meeting everybody and finding your community. All of those things will happen. They will happen naturally. So hopefully you can make the honeymoon stage shorter than a year to save a lot of money and to get you a little bit more situated and comfortable in Panama. The community will come. Panama has a large expat community, and in my opinion, it's a little too large. So you will find your tribe. There's people doing things every single day here in Panama. So I would just become comfortable with your new surroundings, get out there and venture out and meet new people, try new things, and enjoy yourself alone when you first get here. You don't want to start off by inundating yourself with so many activities and so many different people and energies. It can really throw you off. What I should have done was taken that time to myself versus coming out here running full force, building a community that half of that community is no longer with me. So take your time, get to know your surroundings, get used to spending time with yourself if you are not that way. I am an introvert, so it's easy for me to do that because there will be times where you will have to spend it alone. So get comfortable with the things that you like to do the things that you can do alone, and focus on you. I think that's the best thing. So I didn't have much, but my final thoughts was Panama has been the best experience that I've done for myself, and I wouldn't change it one bit. But if I had to do it all over again, I would not have spent so much money in my initial rental. I would not have had the honeymoon stage last for 1 year, nor would I have been in such a rush to build that community that's no longer there. I would have just taken more time to settle in for myself, learn my way around and what I like to do here in Panama and what my life would look like here in Panama. So I hope that that helps you guys. I can't wait until you get here. Panama is absolutely beautiful. You will see me around town. So if you do, do not hesitate to say hello. If you do like my content, please like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.
La tregua, Panamá. See